Well, guys, we have a little bit of a cool down weekend, which is very nice because we just had Mord and Valara, all of this stuff. And we do, in fact, have a choose your own limited next week. Not even next week, actually, on the 31st, which is, a couple of days from now. So obviously, what do we need to do? And I'm going to be honest, you shouldn't really pull this weekend on most of these banners. 2x banner, don't do it, right? It's not worth it at all. 1+1, don't do it either. I'm going to tell you right now, 1+1s have become more of a trap in recent times. The only times I would ever do the 1+1 is if I am above 120 into pity. Obviously, I went for one copy of Miraidon, so I got the one copy of Miraidon and a Crouch, unfortunately. And I'm fresh pity, so I am not going to use 200 summons to get 2 heroes when I could wait for a limited banner, right? I don't recommend unless you're above 130 summons into pity, in my opinion, okay? Then we have Ancient Summoning. This is probably the worst Ancient banner you could ever pull on. Ancients are very rare, very valuable, and while you could hypothetically hit something that you want, like a Ymir, Praetus, Ingrid, blah, 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 you also have the same chance to hit stuff like Hars, Morrigan, Demi, all of the heroes that you probably don't want. These are usually reserved for one thing, which is for the spenders. It triggers Ancient packs. So it makes it so you can buy a couple hundred Ancients in that banner weekend. And that's the main reason why they exist. I'm going to be completely honest. Now, I know I'm being blunt, but the main topic of this video is the Nascent Divine worth it? And I am not 100% sure. Now, obviously, it depends on whatever player. The Nascent Divines are cool, and I like that they exist, but we haven't had a normal Nascent in so long. It has only been Divine Nascent. And I'm going to be completely honest. Divines are, in my opinion, not that great, right? 6% chance to pull a banner hero, or not a banner hero, just a legendary on every divine. Divines are obviously very hard to get. There's essentially only 2 things I would ever use divines on. One of them is 2x banners, but 2x's are kind of, rough in general because there's no increased rates. And then the other thing that makes divines pullable is 2x by 15x event, which obviously kills 2 birds with 1 stone. It's like a 2x event, but it also has increased rates. Those are great. And then the other thing is Nascent Divines. So obviously with Nascent Divines, it is still a 6% rate. You are guaranteed to get a legendary after 20 pulls. And after 12, it increases over and over again. So if you want to look at your pity, for example, for me, I'm 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 into pity. Obviously, I have 17, so I could basically hit it anyways, even if I didn't have anything towards pity. But because I have stuff towards pity, I'm going to save for the Nascent Divine because I am very, very, very close to being able to hit it. And also, I am a later game player. And because I'm a later game player, I have most heroes in this game. I have around 20,000 summons. Obviously, I get Content Creator rewards, and I also spend a little bit. I don't spend a ton, but I do definitely spend. And I'm still missing a decent amount of heroes. Now, obviously, not every hero is going to be super valuable. If you go through, I need Eris, I need Twyla, I need Xena. I would actually like all 3 of those, which would make me pretty happy. I am not missing any tanks that can be pulled. Then Lynx, who I would absolutely hate to pull. Born, which is pretty good, and I would definitely enjoy having. Then Malric, who is not very good, unfortunately. Ezrein, Tallulah, and then Narissa. Now, obviously, Narissa's up there for me, but because I'm close to pity, and there's a lot of heroes that I'm missing that I would like, and just straight up, even if I hit a hero I don't want, like a Lynx or a Malric, it takes it off of the next Nascent. So for me, this is very, 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 very worth it. And I think for most of you guys, Nascent Divine is going to be very worth it if you have the summons. Now keep in mind, if you don't have the Divines, you can't hit it because we've stopped getting normal Nascent banners. Just a little lame, but it's the way that it goes. So this is the time to use your divines if you haven't yet. And if you guys don't know, you're a little bit earlier in the game and you don't know if you really care too much, just look at the amount of heroes that you are missing and try to evaluate how many you would want, how many you would dislike getting, and go from there, right? It's very important to just evaluate through that way. Now, if you are early game, I don't think you're going to get a lot of value, because if you don't have most of the Legos in the game, or even half the Legos in the game, I think you'll get more value off of the 2x banner just to try to round out the roster instead of getting less likely rates in order to hit what you basically would on the 2x banner. Nascents are very good, very, very important for players who are missing like a Silas, a Vierda, a Hex, an Eluin, stuff like that. You could maybe hit it on this, and you could also get normal Lords. Great banner. But the rest of the banners are completely terrible, and I wouldn't pull on any of them. And hot take, I don't think oneplus ones are that good anymore. Now, obviously, you guys can argue with me in the comments if you'd like, and there's no wrong answer with that. That's just my opinion. But like, oneplus ones have really gotten worse because, I mean, there's so many good heroes in this game, but there's also a lot of mediocre ones, right? And I feel like whenever I pull a oneplus one, it's an Absent and a Razak, which was literally my last one, by the way. That's why I'm bringing it up. And I just don't really see as much value as I used to when it comes to banners like these. So I don't think that's really worth trying to go for. Save your summons. Keep in mind that there's a choose your own limited. Choose your own limited's very, very valuable. And I'm kind of going off of a tangent, but still. Wukong, Kagiri, if they're not A5, they're very valuable options there. And then if you don't have Diao-Chen at all, or if you don't have Diao-Chen A1, she's a very good option too. And if you have all three of those things, then you can start looking into getting like a Captain Reeve, or getting a Gwendolyn for collection, even though she sucks. Stuff like that, right? Dahlia. There's a lot of options, and I'll have a video going over it a bit more in depth when the banner's about to come. But really, this is like the best time to pull for limiteds and to wait to pull for the limiteds. So I would just try to skip this banner. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Destined signing out.